Hey, Brandon here. This is channeled advice on the week ahead, and this is for August 12th through the 18th. I've got channel messages that came through ahead of time from my spirit guides, the angels, and source, and I'll also be flowing with the channel messages coming through from them. And I'll be working with my intuition to bring through any additional information that would be for your highest good. Let's start here. So, they kind of had this general main message or thing that they wanted to bring through for the week for those of you showing up here. And they said, keep trying, keep moving, keep trying new things. There are breakthroughs on the horizon, so it's not a good time to give up. So, unless you're getting the strong intuitive or channel message like, oh, you need to quit something or it's a good time to stop doing something, that's a bit different. For most of you, it might be better for you to keep trying new things and trying different things to help you succeed or to try new angles regarding any, if any, stuck areas to help you kind of overcome any walls or hurdles. I would keep moving based on what they said. I wouldn't just stop right now unless you really, really need a rest period or you're really being guided to take one, of course. So, and that's pretty strong if you're like stuck or feeling stuck right now, which is not going to be all of you. Number one, the first thing that they brought through ahead of time, they showed me a tarantula as well as the phrase shed skin. So the message is now is the time and space to allow old energies to stay gone, old patterns to stay gone, and to reinforce the new healthy patterns that you've developed or started to put in place if you have been doing that. And most of you have, is what I got. So now is not a good time to let in old things that do not serve you. Keep your ship steered towards the new. So that's a pretty key phrase. And that was the last thing they gave me with that one is keep your ship steered towards the new. Of course, metaphorically, probably. Mm, there's just a lot shedding away, and you just deserve new, better things, is the phrase I'm hearing. So make sure that's what you're holding space for. You're not just allowing any old thing from the past to come in. Okay. Number two, they show me a dragonfly. So you might be familiar with this one. Keep allowing redirection. So there have been a few weeks where redirection has been a theme. And that's because redirection is a thing, right now. Like things don't always just like end the second a week ends. Like sometimes there's a continuous thing that keeps going on. So the message here is you are being redirected away from all the old and all that doesn't belong. Keep allowing redirection and you will keep being brought to better. There's a lot of old falling away, like we were just talking about. So just keep going. And there kind of links back to that first thing they were talking about with the keep going, keep moving, keep trying new things, especially if you're feeling stuck somewhere, trying new angles. Mm, allowing the redirection can look like a couple different things. So it could look like a relationship ending, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess we have to redirect away from this. I guess we have to try something else. And sometimes it's better to just let things end than to fight the ending and trying to like beat down someone's door and be like, let us back in or something like that. Like there's probably a reason that door closed or was closed on you in the first place. And it's time to move on. If that is resonating, if that situation sounds familiar to you. Otherwise, you can just take it as general wisdom. Beyond that, though, it can also look like a project you're working on, and maybe you're expecting it to go a certain way, and then Spirit's like, nope, do it this way instead. Or Spirit's like, nope, close this thing, do this other thing. If you get the clear message to end something or stop something, like we were talking about earlier. So it could just be time for a new angle on certain things, or this energy keeps showing up to get us to better. So number three, they show me bread and stale bread, and they also said rye bread, if that's a sign for you. And the message is that you're going to like this one probably. New abundance opportunities are coming in this week and beyond. Keep your eyes open for new abundance and allow it once it shows up. So for some of you, this is probably not going to be every single one of you. There are like once in a lifetime opportunities showing up. So please take them when they show up for you. This is not a good time to let your limiting beliefs get in the way or think like you're not worthy of something that's being presented to you by the universe. So just receive it and the sense of worthiness will come. So if you notice a once in a lifetime opportunity for you, definitely take it. It's time. Yeah. So pretty self-explanatory there, but I would just allow new abundance and keep heading towards the new abundance opportunities that present themselves as you are made aware of them, as they are unveiled to you, as they unveil themselves to you. Number four here, they show me pickles. So from sour to sweet, life is going from sour to sweet. And that's the message. So take action where you need to make this happen was the other part. I'll read the rest of what came through. So here's a question. Is there anything you're putting up with that you actually don't need to put up with anymore? Do you have the tools in your tool belt to change situations, but you're still letting those situations happen? It is time for life to go from sour to sweet if it has been sour for you. Take action wherever you are guided to make this happen. You are going to have the opportunities for life to get sweeter. Receive it. So, overall, a really positive message. Like, there's this one, I'm getting it's just going to happen. So, over the next few weeks, over the next month or two, potentially beyond, like, there's this sweetening up, and there's like a things that are sour are being cut away or they are leaving, which is awesome. The other side of this is, are you guided to take action around this? Is there anything you have to do to help the universe help you do this, I guess you could say, or to allow this in? And if you notice those things, please just do them. And sometimes it's as simple as having a conversation or setting a boundary with someone. Be like, hey, please don't do this anymore. It really hurts when you do this. And they're like, okay. And then there goes the sour, here comes the sweet. They'll, if, yeah, that's just a really simple example, of course. So really make sure you're paying attention to, are you guided to change this? Or do you really have the things available to you where you could stop a situation that sucks? Like, the situation doesn't have to continue anymore. So keep those things in mind. So anything else on that before we move on here? So this could be a message that's strong around setting boundaries, especially around people who've been maybe a bit unaware of how they've been affecting you, is one thing to keep in mind, kind of like the example that came through. So keep that in mind, I guess. Like, where can you set boundaries to make your life sweeter, and what other actions can you take if you feel called to this? Number 5, they showed me a blue guitar. They said, are you allowing yourself to receive? Well, they gave me the words blue guitar, but and so, what have you been guided to purchase or move towards, if anything, that you're not purchasing or moving towards? Like, what have you been guided to do that you're not doing? And it could even be something for yourself. Like, have you been guided to exercise and you're not doing that for yourself? Have you been guided to change your diet, but you're not changing it? So, where are you missing your receiving when you could be having it all? Please allow yourself to have nice things and allow yourself to receive when the universe gives to you. Another thing that's showing up here is, if you're guided to go talk to someone or have a conversation with someone and you're not doing it, though what I'm hearing is like, why? Like, that could be the thing that steers things forward or gets you around an obstacle. And it could be asking for someone for help. This could be around asking someone out or on a date, even, is something I'm hearing. So please trust your guidance and, like, do things you're guided to do. It's pretty rudimentary, I guess you could say. And but for some reason it keeps showing up and I keep being called to say it. So trust yourself regarding those things, and at least try things if you're being guided to, like, do things. Like, it's going to make a difference. Sometimes just sitting there is not going to change everything, unfortunately. And maybe there's a possibility for that in the future, or there's more of a possibility that can open up where we can invite things in or manifest things and they can just happen without us having to do anything. And that can happen. Right now, there are a lot of messages around action, though, that are showing up with this. So, where, if this feels resonant to you, where can you take action to help yourself around some of these things? Not that the universe won't contribute, just it's going to help things for a lot of these instances. So next here, they showed me a spider and they said it's time to focus in on the right direction for you. So if you're feeling spread thin or overworked, or like you don't have enough time, it is time to focus on a direction that feels best, or at least light and good to you, instead of trying to do 20 things at once. Focus and you will succeed. Key phrase: focus and you will succeed. You can always laser focus on the next thing after you finish the first thing, and then bring that in instead of trying to do it all at once. So you can get much more done if you will focus instead of spreading yourself thin or being spread thin, feeling spread thin. You kind of get it at that point. So, what's the best way to say this here? What can you focus on that you have not been focusing on that would move the needle for you in a really positive way? And it can be like a snowball effect where you focus on a project, get it done, you have more time and energy and focus put on the next project, get it done, and it kind of snowballs. You build momentum towards your destination as opposed to trying to do 20 things and 19 different directions and nothing's happening and you get discouraged and then you stop and then nothing happens, which I don't get is totally like that for all of you, of course. However, is there an area you're being called to focus on that you are not or haven't been focusing on? I would focus on it and try that out. And that's, again, that's going to help move the needle and help you with motivation, even, and get things going for you a bit more. And the last one I have for you ahead of time, they showed me a jellyfish. They said, the lessons have been learned. Will you heed them? So, what have you learned over the past year? What has the universe shown you? And are you willing to keep doing what's working and heed what you've learned? Keep doing the things that are working is a big message. You could probably apply that always, not just for the week ahead, but for some reason it's coming through for you for this video, for this week at this time, whenever you're seeing it. So, what's working for you? Can you keep doing those things? And what are the things that have shown up for you as things you've learned from the universe? And can you keep those things in mind or heed them enough that you don't go down the same rabbit holes that were devastating for you or a big downer for you in any way, shape, or form? Those are the ways I'm hearing it for now. So I would keep that in mind. And anything else I should say on that? You know, keep in mind, like, once you've learned the lessons and you have those things down pat and you're heeding them, like, things really can improve and get better for you pretty quickly, even. So, pain can be a teacher sometimes. Like, maybe it sucks and it's not something I'd like to say is the best way to go about things or the only way to go about things, where you have to go through painful experiences to learn things. But if you've gone through painful experiences, there's no reason to have to force yourself to go through them again if you've already learned what you needed to learn from something, and it could be around money, where maybe you'd have a certain approach to money in the past and it stings and it sucks and you don't like it the way things play out when you approach things that way. And you're like, I guess I could do it this way. And you've been doing that and it's been working and things have been better. Like, keep doing that thing that's working. Don't go back to the the old way. Very, very obvious message, but hopefully something's pinging for you or helping you in some way when you listen to it. And sometimes it's not obvious until you hear someone say it, that too. So no worries if that didn't seem obvious to you. So they're done. I hope that helped, resonated to whatever was for your eyes good. They might have one extra thing for you they're showing me like crackers, like saltine crackers that you'd have with soup or like chicken noodle soup or something like that here. And they're showing this like crumbling. And these crackers are stale. I'm not sure what's up with the word stale with this week. So we had the stale bread that showed up too. And what's up with this here? The things that aren't for you are just going to crumble away. Like, they're not meant to stay. So if anything's crumbling away, I would let it go with grace. And again, trust the universe will bring better pretty quickly here. If something's leaving, it's meant to go, if you need that reminder. And for some reason, jellyfish is showing up again. So what's up with that? Because it was about lessons and learning. I'm hearing a weird phrase, like, the more you allow things to leave, the more you'll allow things to come in, which sounds really interesting as a message, but hopefully that makes sense and is helpful for you around this time period. So you take care, and I'll see you in another video.